It only took 400 subscribers to change my life, and I'm hoping this video is going to help you change yours. You see, up until March 23, I had this mindset that no matter how I went about my life, something good would end up happening to me. Whether that's getting a nice big house, driving a beautiful car, and having enough money to spend on whatever I wanted. But in reality, I was so far away. There was this weird mindset that I seemed to have adopted, where I thought incredible things would eventually happen in my life if I just continued to live it. I wanted some sort of success, but I think I put some limitations in the way. I'd tell myself I'd never amount to much, I'm not skilled enough, and I'm not that interesting or smart. Pretty much every day would look the same. Monday to Friday, I'd go to work, and every spare hour I'd spend gaming. I loved escaping to another world and forgetting about all of life's problems, but gaming wouldn't help me escape from what was about to happen. You see, I constantly thought I'd do so much more with my life if I traded in the thousands of hours I'd spend gaming each year for something more productive. But gaming was kind of this escape, but also I think I was secretly punishing myself with it. It was my way of saying, nah, you're never going to amount to much, so you might as well spend the rest of your life playing video games. But I enjoyed the comfort, I enjoyed the removal from reality. But that's when everything changed, and I think it took something fairly traumatic in my life to make it happen. We had the best cat in the world. He gave us the best cuddles, the best company, and incredibly funny moments. We'd spent 2 amazing years with Simba, and he helped us massively through the pandemic. But one night, he stumbled over to me with wide eyes, and we instantly knew something was wrong. After a day at the vets, we were told there was nothing that could be done for our little boy Simba, which is when we had to say goodbye. We were lost. We had no idea what to do. But over the course of a week, I think something hit home. After saying goodbye to Simba, a change happened in my mind. Simba lived 2 years. 2 years. I'd seen how short life could be, and I wanted my life to mean something. I didn't want to get to the age of 30 realising my life had been spent building someone else's dream instead of my own. I think after something so traumatic, I realised a big change was needed. I decided to quit social media, including Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. I silenced every single notification. But there was something else I had to quit. The one piece of string holding me onto my console. It was the yearly membership. I knew if I cancelled, that would be the one thing that cut away the hold my gaming console had on me. I felt revived. I felt brand new. I felt like I had so much more time to do whatever I wanted in my life. I didn't want to regret this, so I had to make it count. But what would I venture into? YouTube. Okay, gonna get this done. After saying goodbye to mindless scrolling and gaming, whatever spare time I had, I devoted myself to going all in on studying YouTube and creating videos. I don't know why I decided to make this change in particular, but I did. Maybe it's because it aligned all my abilities into one thing: creativity, filming and editing. Maybe it's because I had to prove to myself that I was capable of more. The only fear I had to overcome was getting my first video out of the way. I wasn't necessarily a natural in front of camera, but I just hit record and got a video out there. Hey everyone, I'm Nathaniel Hall and welcome to my new YouTube channel. And breathe. A few weeks in, I started to see some pretty amazing results. I was helping people, not just 2 or 3, but hundreds and even thousands of people. My life was actually amounting to something. This made me appreciate the potential of YouTube even more. I saw a big future with YouTube and that it would play a huge role in my life. But a few weeks in, I quickly realised something. As rewarding as YouTube is, it takes a lot of work to make quality videos. And I realised that if I wanted to be doing this for a long time, I had to have a really strong reason to continue doing it. That's when I refined my why. A few things that I wrote down included setting myself up for a future that I wanted, being generous to those around me, sustainable passive income, creating a dream future for my family. Really, I wanted to take them on unlimited holidays. Giving 50% of what I earn to my church and the other 50% of what I earn to my family and business. Providing value to people and helping them live a better life. And I'm not gonna lie, but I wouldn't mind a dream house and car. But there's this other reason, and it stems from my days at school. When I went to secondary school, I never really fit in. I was awkward, hated school, didn't know how to have conversations with someone unless it included gossiping about other people, which I knew was wrong. But I also had a really bad acne problem, and the colour of my hair didn't help either. My so-called friends would make fun of me for silly things, and because of how I looked. It took until my last 2 years in school to kind of fit in, but it never changed the fact that I hated school. Those outside of education used to say to me, make every second of school count, because you'll prefer it so much better than when you leave. They had no idea how much I wanted to get out of school. While I did learn things in school, the education system as a whole was flawed and never really benefited me until I got to year 10, where I got to choose what extra subjects I wanted to study, which was drama, media, design and technology and art. So, after that little detour, one reason I wanted to succeed on YouTube is because I believe it's a platform that could eventually replace our current education system. I don't want my kids to experience the same flawed education I had. I don't want them to be brought up in an atmosphere where they feel like they have to fit in to succeed. I want them to be able to learn the foundational skills, but also learn about whatever they want. To be able to explore their own curiosities and interests, but also be able to choose who they want to teach them. Like, YouTube is an awesome platform for that. Imagine you got to your first day at school and you could choose whatever subjects and teachers you wanted. That's what YouTube offers. If you're a teacher, I know you're super busy, but think about a subject that you love to teach and start sharing your knowledge about it on YouTube. If you're not a teacher but you have a skill or have some knowledge in a particular field, start sharing it on YouTube and see where it takes you. Don't worry about what people will think, just start. But once I refined my why, I realised financial freedom to help me be a generous person played a huge part in it. So I had to at least learn how to run a business that generates money. If there's anything that school was great for, it was teaching me how to pass exams, get into college, and get a job in a field that I've been studying. But I needed a way of proving that I could generate money myself. But they didn't teach you how to pursue your own curiosities and interests and make something out of them. So it's fair to say I lacked every skill it takes to start and grow a business. So I'd have to learn everything from scratch. I wasn't monetized on YouTube, so I wasn't earning anything from that. Plus, I didn't know how long it'd be or how much I'd earn once I got monetized. So the only other option was to go all in and start my own business. I used what I learned from a 9-to-5 and started my own web design and marketing business. After a month, I'd surprised myself. I'd worked with many clients, and after a few more months I earned enough money to break past my limiting belief that I wasn't capable of more, and this was around the time I hit 400 subscribers. Woo, 400! I learned how to network online, build an audience on Twitter and work with clients. I counted the other day and I've learned over 35 different skills just because I started a YouTube channel. I even invested some of the money I earned from my business into building a team for my YouTube channel. I hired a coach, a thumbnail designer and video editors, all of which I've had to say goodbye to since going all in on YouTube. But there was a problem. I'd noticed I'd created my own 9-to-5 outside of a 9-to-5, but in that final month of going all in on my web design agency, I finally got monetized on YouTube and realised it was time to turn the page and start a new chapter. I now had a monthly source of income that I could grow, an income that will compound based on my inputs, unlike a 9-to-5. After I projected where I wanted to be in the future, I realised I didn't want to scale the agency because I didn't want to create a large and profitable web design business. I want to create something that gets me excited to wake up every day. Something that makes people want to work with me. You know how Disney and Pixar create that sense of, if they offered me a job, I'd drop everything for them and do it? Well, I wanted that for my business. So I'm doing whatever I can to make that possible. The doors are still open for my web design business, but when I was running a web design business, building an audience on X and growing a YouTube channel, I knew growing all these things at once would mean growing slower in all areas, because my energy was spread so thin. But if I picked one thing, then that would guarantee quicker success. But this all starts with teaching people what I know about YouTube. So I'm making this my goal. Stick it out in this YouTube niche for at least 3 years while helping as many people as possible and getting as close as I can to my why. So if you're interested in using YouTube as a way to create meaning in your life, or as a way to prove to yourself that you're capable of more, then watch this video to find out how you can get your YouTube channel set up and optimized for subscribers and views. And subscribe for more videos on how to create a YouTube channel that succeeds. Or subscribe just because you love cats.